You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome along. We're digging into some really fascinating new articles and research today looking at tech AI development.
Yeah, lots to cover.
Our plan is basically to cut through the noise, skip the usual fluff, and get straight to the insights. Maybe some surprising facts that will give you a real edge.
Challenge some assumptions.
Exactly. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so let's unpack this first one. It's a finding that, honestly, it stopped me in my tracks. Forget the hype about AI making developers massively more productive. A recent study just threw a real curveball.
Okay.
So software developers using AI assistants, they felt like they were 24% faster.
Huge perceived increase, right?
24%. Wow.
But the reality, they actually took 19% longer to get the task done.
Longer, not faster.
Longer, yeah. 19% longer. It's a massive gap between perception and reality.
Wow.
So, if developers feel faster but are actually slower, what's going on there? Are they just using the AI wrong, or is the AI itself maybe not quite there yet for, real efficiency? That's exactly the question, isn't it? And it really hits at the heart of what some people are calling the AI replaces services myth.
Right.
You hear this idea often from VCs looking for the next big thing, that AI will just explode the tech market, like hundreds of times over.
Yeah, like a narrative.
Exactly. But the kicker is customers don't actually see AI as a human replacement. They see it as software.
Ah, okay. So they expect software prices.
Precisely. Predictable, lower costs. They're not thinking about paying a human-level salary for, a piece of code. My own experience pricing AI software totally backs this up.
Really?
Yeah, we found customers loved fixed, low-cost options. But the moment the pricing even suggested replacing a human employee, they completely balked. So that fundamentally limits the revenue potential. Doesn't matter how fast people feel they're going.
That's a critical point, a huge disconnect for anyone building or buying this stuff. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. There's something else equally profound, maybe a little mind-bending. This next hypothesis really made me pause. All AI models might be the same.
Okay, like literally the same.
Well, the core idea is that as these models get bigger and smarter, they're not just improving on tasks. They might actually be
converging
towards a kind of universal way of representing information, like a foundational digital language. People call them embeddings.
Right, embeddings.
And the reason this might be happening is because, reality itself is singular, right? There's only one reality they're all learning from. So maybe they're picking up on the same fundamental features.
That's fascinating. And if you think about the implications, if that theoretical convergence is real, it opens up some pretty wild, almost sci-fi possibilities.
Such as?
Well, think about it. If models are truly converging on these universal embeddings, then maybe you could build a universal embedding inverter.
So what now?
An inverter.
Yeah.
Something that could translate between these different representations.
Yeah.
Which implies that anything represented in that universal language, theoretically, could be deciphered, understood across different intelligences.
Whoa. What kind of things?
Imagine, I don't know, decrypting ancient texts that no human can read anymore.
Right.
Or maybe even figuring out whale communication, translating whale speech.
Seriously? Whale speech. That's incredible if it's possible.
It's definitely out there, but it raises a big question for you, doesn't it? What would that actually mean for how we learn things, how we communicate, maybe even across species?
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, we've gone from the slightly disappointing reality of AI productivity right now.
The perception gap.
To this really out there theory about universal understanding in the future. But what about, the here and now? How are developers actually using these tools day to day? I've heard about some power user approaches.
Oh, definitely. We're seeing some interesting workflows emerge. Some developers are acting almost like engineering managers.
Using the AI.
Sort of, yeah. Overseeing AI code assistance. So, for instance, one developer talked about using Claude Opus, the big model, for the high-level planning.
System architecture, product thinking, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And then using Claude Sonnet, the faster one, for the actual code execution, the implementation details.
Right. Different tools for different jobs.
And crucially, they mentioned documenting everything meticulously in files, feeding the context back in so the AI knows what's going on. That context management is key.
Makes sense.
Oh, and just as a side note, interestingly, Anthropic seems to have quietly tightened up the usage limits on Claude Code recently.
Without telling anyone.
Apparently so. Just a reminder that even these powerful tools, they come with constraints, and those can change.
Good to know. Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? We've seen AI's impact on productivity is, well, it's more complicated than it looks, right?
Yeah, that perception gap is real, and it hits the business models.
Definitely. And yet, at the same time, the fundamental nature of these AI models, it might be converging in these really profound ways, hinting at some kind of universal understanding of information down the line.
Yeah, and it leaves you with a pretty important question to think about. If these AI models are actually converging on a universal representation of reality, of information, how could that reshape everything?
Our whole approach?
Our approach to solving problems, to discovering knowledge, maybe even our understanding of reality itself. How might that change things going forward?
A lot to ponder there.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us for this exploration.
Thanks, everyone.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.